Hello fellow gears, what's up? It's Manicon here bringing you another speedrun tutorial. This one is on Canals. We go in here with the typical setup, one scout, one sniper, one engineer, and two siphon soldiers. Once the engineer spot is blocked to the fortification, there are only two required stationary spots, being the two soldiers. Everyone else is a free floater. There is one main spawn on the opposite versus spawn, and on the bridge by the versus spawn as well. As this loads up, I need to give a huge shout out to all the buddies who helped me, ran this with me multiple times to get footage, and that would be Dr. Power X, Quiet Non, Dr. Schwazi, Pro Hitman 1942, Jaded Zombie, Grizzled Hulk, Big Into Game, Morris, Lolly Force, Short Fuse 8, APG Sausage, VTech, and Pushy Angel 1020. Thank y'all very, very much. Okay, so this is going to be the main spawn, where the majority of them will all spawn. And your one siphon soldier is going to plant through here accordingly. And his spot to stand is going to be up here, right against this pillar here. Now your other siphon soldier's spot to stand is going to be right here in the middle of this gold cog. Okay, and this siphon soldier is going to plant the bridge. Only plant the walls. Don't plant the floors to avoid odd spawn outs. Put a grenade here each way, especially for boss as well. And you can spread these grenades out over the bridge because you're not going to get a lot of spawn here because we're pushing more back into the main. Everywhere I'm shooting are good places you can plant the nades. And you also can go ahead and put a couple here in the main if you have enough time as well. Now your engineer we put here, and once you put a fortification here, we usually just use a sentry. It shuts down this spawn so no one has to be here. However, we do like having someone here because it helps push the enemies from on top of the bridge back into the main spawn. Of course, the scout can run double more power, always a nice thing. The scouts we put over here on either pillar, here or there. Scout and engineer though are free floaters, they don't have to be there. But some people though will put the scout over there and the engineer on this side. Whatever your preference is, they both work pretty well. So again, they are free floater, scout, engineer. You want to put a decoy fortification right here, and what that does is it blocks a weak spawn, pushes it into the main, because you can get sentinels and guardians spawning there and they fly out really quick, and so it just helps make things smoother, pushing them back into the main. So as far as the boss goes, if you pull a Kestrel, he can spawn on top of the bridge or the other bridges or even behind the Fabricator. So sniper, watch out on waves you can pull a Kestrel for that there. Now the carrier can spawn here in the spawn. We push him out from spawning the spawn by putting a grenade right here. Again, right there is where you plant a grenade on boss wave to push the carrier out from spawning there. As far as the Snatcher, Swolmac, and Carrier, we push them up here on the bridge. But there's three boss spawn points here on this bridge. There's one there, and then there's another one here. As long as you keep these spots open, 99% of the time, the bosses should all spawn on the bridge. Pretty much. Right there where I'm shooting. So you definitely don't want to block any of these spots, because if you do, there's 10 more spots they can spawn on the map, because it all through here and by the Fabricator, and of course you don't want that, so keep this bridge open. Now, like I mentioned, we'll put a decoy here on boss wave and plant a couple shot grenades. The soldier over here can throw a shot grenade right before the wave begins. That should freeze the bosses in place for you to kill it, and the soldier there and of course the engineer down there can kill the boss, compete for the kill, which is of course a lot of fun. The sentry that you put here though, one other thing, make sure it is all the way against this wall and all the way back here, so you don't block this spawn point right here. If it's too far out, it'll block it. Same thing, you'll put a sentry here for the bridge spawn, have it all the way against the back of the wall, and I'll have video footage showing these two sentries that I'm talking about. You just want them as far back away from the boss spawns as possible. So I will go ahead now and show you the Fabricator location. It's not a super picky Fabricator. You'll just back it in here in this corner. You'll want it all the way against this wall here and that wall on that corner. And then you also want the tall side of the fabricator, that side facing the opposite versus spawn where I'm shooting there. So when you back it in this way, you can get a little bit closer to the walls and everything. So right through about here. And with that, that is the Canals basic speedrun tutorial. And I have map overview and boss footage and everything coming right up. Here is a map overview of the spawn. Here is another map overview of the spawn. Here is one more map overview. Here is a setup overview of what I do when I engineer this. We have boss decoy there, 2 sentries covering the bridge here. Make sure that those sentries are as far back of the wall as you can get, and all the way over. There's that block spawn sentry at the bottom of the stairs, just so the engineer is a free floater. And then I have a barrier here in the spawn, and these 2 sentries, and I don't move these sentries in to the spawn until they're level 3. So, but then under the bridge you just have 1 barrier and 2 more sentries here, and I'll hit the right side after this wave. Here's a quick view of the carnage here. So basically I have a total of 9 sentries, 1 shock and 3 barriers for this run. And this decoy here is the block spawn decoy. I take it to level 3 just because that way if you get a heavy spawn there, it doesn't get wrecked at a level 1 or 2. But the scout has 1 barrier and 2 sentries over here as well. So, and this little shock that's floated up on the boxes here has 22 kills already. And it's really a luxury. You don't have to have that, but it's just kind of nice and cool. You can get a shock sentry up there. So, and as always, you see a couple lockers for everybody. So when you do move the sentries into the spawn, it makes the engineering a little busier, but I mean, by no means is it really bad to maintain. It's really quite simple and easy. So, and as I always say, you see what I do, put your own spin on it, you know. Love to see different setups and new ideas, that's for sure. One more quick view of the carnage here. Here are some boss waves for you. We have shock grenades planted on the wall by the decoy. So when the boss spawns in, they usually always just freeze in place. We can just take them out with drop shots. Definitely fun. Here is another boss wave for you. We pulled the Kestrel. I have said many times, the Kestrel is my favorite boss to fight. I look forward to it each and every time we pull a Kestrel. However, some of my friends don't necessarily agree with me on that statement, but always fun to pull a Kestrel. Definitely good stuff. And here's one more boss wave for you. We pulled a couple of snatchers, which anytime you can pull more than one boss is a lot of fun, that's for sure. But with that, that is the Canals speedrun tutorial. It's a good run. Enjoyed, everybody. Thank you.